Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the updated Gladiator deck profile that I was gonna do. I was promised to do. I'm the moment I saw the views hit over 1,000, I just immediately wanted to do this. That's why I posted the bulletin I did. But nonetheless, this is the updated version. I had some assistance, like some people were leaving the comments saying, "Put this card in, put this card in, put this card in." I tested them all, and it works very well. Now, it's much better than it was, and I have the extra deck once again. And I also have a side deck this time to show you all, so this will be better. This side deck is for the Dark World format, and this format. This covers both this format and Dark World's format, which I'm sure none of us are ready for, because I know the Dark World format is going to be insane. Because just like Agents, it's a cheap deck to make, so it's a very effective deck too. We just don't need decks like that in the format. I don't know why they keep coming like this. Whatever, it's making it cheap on the game, so whatever. So yeah, I revised this a little bit, and it's doing a little bit better now. I haven't got any Legendary Collection 2 yet, but when I do, I'm looking for some of the GB stuff in the pack, just to hollow this deck out a little bit, because it's all commons and stuff. I just want to hollow it out a little. But it's okay. I mean, if I can't get them, I can't get them, but whatever. Anyway, let's get this thing started. I've changed a lot of cards in the deck, and it's been a lot better lately. So let's start off with the monsters, like any other good profiles. And I'm running one Stratos and one Prisma. Since Prisma, I don't play the Hero Lives. Well, because I don't have it. But I play one of each anyway. Because how many times are you going to recycle Prisma to your deck? You're always going to have something for Stratos. So, and against certain matchups, now that I have a side deck, I'd probably side him out for other things. But nonetheless, yes, Stratos and Prisma. Because how many times I'm going to recycle this Prisma, Stratos can keep searching him out. That, and he's an 1800 beater, so he's really good for that. So he's a beat stick, and he gets out one Prisma. A Prisma, because I only have one Prisma still. I am looking for more, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm still running to 2 Test Tigers. I haven't taken that up to 3. I don't like the idea of running 3 because you open your hand and you have 2 Test Tigers, and then like all spells and traps. You gotta draw like Prisma or Stratos quickly, or you're gonna lose so badly. So I'm only playing 2 to lessen the impact, because if you draw 3, it's bad. 2, it's not so bad. So I thought I'd just keep it there. 3 Quarry, same as last time. I like to run 3. It's just too good not to. It's a good beater. 2 Queste. Just an all-around great card. Gotta just play it in 2s. Bestiari. Rediari. Mamillo. Hoplamus. 4 staple GBs that are too good not to play. 2 Darius. Figure with 2 it'd be a lot easier to get my plays off, because if one goes to the grave, then I can use the other one. And then my 2 tech monsters, Gale, get over Stardust, Dragon, stuff like that. So this is too good. And then Grand Mole. I had someone tell me to put this in the deck, and I did, and I tried it out. It's very good. It's a very good card now that I realized it. I knew it was anyway, but whatever. I mean, just summon it, bounce. Especially in this format with Gachi Gachi and agents. Summon, attack Gachi Gachi, bounce to their hand. Let's go back to their deck, and they just lost their Gachi Gachi and their power-up attackers. So they're not going to have much on this. So Mole's just too good not to play right now. And going into spells. 3 Proving Ground. Another guy told me to take out a Murillo for a Proving Ground. I tried it. It's not bad. So I'm just going to try it like that. 1 Respite. This deck is low on GB monsters. I only play 11, but when I overdraw them, this is a good way to get them out of my hand. So I don't have too many. I have more Expelled and Trap support. 2 Smashing Ground. Simple 1-for-1 monster removal. 3 MSTs. I'm aware in this metagame that this does seem like a risky decision to run Trip because it can draw all 3 dead. But aside from that, it's not so bad. It's not a bad card. I mean, drawing all 3 in GBs is pretty good, especially because the deck doesn't want to get nailed by traps. You could just Typhoon, take out their back row, and then just go off with GBs to control the board. So, yeah, there's 3 of those. The Heavy Storm, still in here. Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, Shrink, Dark Hole. That's the rest of my spells. And then my traps. 3 copies of Gladiator Beast War Chariot. Another staple to the deck, of course. Decks are so important right now. These are great. 2 Compulse. I cut 1 out because I was having dead hands with Compulses, so I just took it to 2 to lessen that problem, and it's been pretty good for me. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. Basic possible +1s, but basically aside from that, it's your basic 1-for-1. And then the rest of these is 1 apiece. Mirror Force, Starlight Road, Torrential, Trap Dust Shoot, 1 Wabaku, Solemn Judgment. When the November tints come out, I will add 2 Solemn Warnings to this deck when I get them. But until then, this is what I've got to deal with. So it's alright. Let's go to the extra deck. Yeah, the extra deck. Changed it a little bit. Still pretty good though, I think. So you got your 2 Heraclenios cards. Standard for GBs. Your 2 Esadero. Just a nice little beater. And the 2 Gazares. Also broken. Then the XYZs in the deck. Grenosaurus. Leviathan Dragon. And Utopia. Once again, I am sharing with my Black Wings extra deck, but I don't have multiples of everything, so I gotta share a few cards, but it's alright. And then the Synchros, because the only one I do use is Gale, but yeah. Blackwing Armor Master, Stardust. Reason for Stardust should be pretty obvious. Starlight Road. It's just I have a way to summon a Stardust. Armwing, Brionic, Black Rose, and then the last card in my extra deck that was only because that's 14. The 15th card is gonna probably surprise a lot of people, but it's Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, and I'll explain why that's in here because I'll explain that in a minute. But that's the extra deck, the Absolute Zero, which I will get to. Let's actually get to him right away because of my first card in the side deck. So my side deck's first card is Miracle Fusion. If I play against decks that their front field is like really important to them, like Agents or I don't know what I'm talking about, like decks like Black Wings, Light Swarm, anything that plays Honest or Clued at all, this is good because GBs normally cannot get around that on the first turn. But if I go Miracle, Absolute Zero, and attack, you either pitch it and let Zero gets destroyed, comes and its effect kills their field off, or Absolute Zero's attack goes through and they lose their field later in the game. So it forces people to act right away on this play. So I just give that a try and see how that works out. So there's the first card inside, Miracle Fusion. Like I said, this side deck is for the upcoming Dark World format. So I'm also citing 2 Consecrated Lights. It's not just for that. It's for like Black Wings, Infernities, Dark Worlds, sometimes zombie decks if you play them. But I'm ready for the Dark World format because of these 2. Because you just summon a Consecrated Light and go and just win. No decks ever. I've never seen a deck defeat Consecrated Light so easily. Because it's such a broken card. You just summon it, and then switch it, and then just swing with your other stuff to win. It's just too broken. So it's very good to have in the deck when you're facing certain decks. I'm citing quite heavily for the Dark World format, though. I'm very heavily sided. And I'm just going to put all the cards here like this. I'm going to explain a little bit about each card and why I'm siding it. Which I've already pretty much done. So, anyway, continuing on. 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. Again, Dark Worlds, Infernities, Black Wings. Same situation. This takes care of their effects, completely shutting them out of the game. So with these plus these, there's absolutely no way of losing a game. And if that wasn't enough punishment, I'm also citing in 2-dimensional fissures as well. Another way, same. It stops any graveyard decks from going off, but with Parallel World Fusion around, using it against hero decks is not going to help. So why would I want to anyway? So yeah, mainly for like plants, Dark Worlds, Black Wings, Light Sworn, Agents, actually, because it'll stop the cards from going to the graveyard where they can get their effects, like Krishna's summoning, Hyperion will never come out. On the subject of Agents and all that, and Light Sworn, I'm also citing 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors. I'm sure a lot of you are going to wonder why all this continuous stuff when MST is at 3 in Storm. I'm not concerned about it. Because when I side deck against those Agents and Light Sworn, these 4, when I side against decks that require the mirrors to go in, the fissures can go in too. That's 4 continuous cards, and they're going to have to focus on destroying. It's just focus on destroying these cards. I have enough to get around everything. And even if you don't draw the MST, then it's better because they'll stay on the field longer. But yeah, the Light Mirrors, Agents, Sworn, Warm decks even. So it's too good not to have that around. 1, Leeching the Light, same purpose, any light attribute based decks. Because I still don't like how broken some decks can be right now. So Leeching is just there to power up my Gladiator Beast. So I could make my Murmillo or my Test Tiger, like, I could just use Leeching the Light, raise its attack, and then just run over everything. Just too broken. Crevice. any decks that have high graveyard dependence, like X-Sabers, Infernities, stuff like that, put a stop to that quickly. Noblemen, pretty much Gravekeepers. That's what the mirrors and the fissures are also for. Is and light, I guess, too. Is for These are for Gravekeepers because it stops some of their big plays, as does the Nobleman of Crossout. So I'm pretty set up for that matchup. I have 2 Wabaku in the side deck. Like if I play against Blackwings or something that can OTK, I can put these in and prevent the OTK and then just come back at them to win. And the last card in my deck is a Spirit Reaper. If you play against like 6 Sams or something like that, I can use Reaper to set, stall for time, get what I need, and then just run everything over for a big game finish. So that's the side deck, and I believe that was everything. Rate, comment, subscribe, like always. I also want to thank you all for watching the first deck profile I did of this deck. I was surprised at the 1,000 views, but so I gave you guys an extra bonus because I noticed I didn't put a side in the last one, so I decided to make a side deck and I put it in the video for you. So now you all have a side deck to look at. The main deck's here, and my extra deck with an absolute 0 in it now. So it's definitely going to be an interesting format. So this is the deck for the Dark World, but this is for the Dark World format when they begin dominating again. I still don't like that, but whatever. I guess Dark Worlds were bound to come back. At least it wasn't because of Graceful Charity returning. If Graceful came back, Dark Worlds would be too busted, and the game would just belong to them. So, so that's the end of this deck video. Yeah, peace, guys.